Hey everybody, it's Jake, and welcome to day 23 of learning to program in Ruby. It's been a while, so I'm excited to get back into it. Today we're going to be covering CRUD, and CRUD it stands for Create, Read, Update, and Delete. And that's referring to a hash that we are going to be creating today. So I've written that down there, and we can go ahead and delete that while you open up your editor. So let's go ahead and get started. We're just going to create a hash. So we're going to make that books and give us some space. Now go ahead and write any books you want. I'm just going to create 3 of my own right here. Make sure to use your underscores because these are going to be symbols. Wheel of Time. Oh, comma there. Let's do Mistborn. And if you didn't watch the last episode, make sure to go back and watch that. Otherwise, this may be a little confusing right now. Alchemist. And I've got dogs barking in the background. Just a minute. Nope, they stopped. Okay, keep going. 7. All right. Now that we've created this hash, we are going to add an item, and we're going to update an item that's existing in it, and we're also going to delete an item that's in it. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to prompt the user, and real quickly, I don't know if I stated this, but these are actually the ratings that I've created for these books. So on a scale of 1 to 10, just make sure to put whatever number you think that these fall into. I just made these arbitrary. Obviously, that's better than a 4, and Mistborn's better than a 5. But I just made those numbers different for a reason. So let's come up here. Get some separation there. It's fine, whatever. And let's go ahead and prompt the user with what they would like to do. We're going to give them options. So we're going to put, what would you like to do, question mark, and then we need to tell them what their options are. So we're going to write choices or options. Let's just do options. Sounds better. And put them in some curlies, and we will do add for 1. Don't need to capitalize it. And we'll do update. We'll do delete, and we will do show. And let's change show to list. List, that's better. All right. Now we're going to do the gets.chomp below that. We need to make this choice right here, or selection, but we'll just do choice is equal to gets.chomp. Okay, and after that, what we're going to do is we're going to create a case choice. Case choice. So in the case, a better way of saying it in English would be when the case is that choice is, when choice is, oh my goodness. In the case that choice is, oh geez. In the case that choice is, because we're going to do these as when statements, we will do this. Oh man, I almost just did an entire audiobook on that. Okay, code, get rid of that. We don't want that. So when our choice, in the case that our choice is add, and when, I guess we could use both. Have I confused you enough? Okay. We are going to put, what book would you like to add? I was trying to help, and I just made it more confusing. What book would you like to add to your hash. And then what we will do is we will get our gets.chomp from the user, but first we need to give it its title. Book is equal to gets.chomp. Let's change this because we don't want book and books to be right there. So we're going to do title is equal to gets.chomp. There we go. All right. Then we will ask the user puts what rating they want to give the book. So what rating? Because again, all of these book titles have ratings to them. What rating would you like to give? Would you like to? Would you? What rating do you give this book? Like, what rating do you give this book? Be not afraid. There we go. With a question. Okay. And then after that, what we need to do is we need to insert both of these into our books hash. So we write books. And we're going to do our square. And we need to write title. Now we need to make our title a symbol because we want to make sure that we are creating proper elements within our hash. So we don't want it to be a string. So when we type in the title of the book, that's going to return as a string. And then as we're inserting the title into our hash, we need to turn it into a symbol, which means the number that we give our book. It says right here, what rating do you give this book? Let's also say between 1 and 10. Between 1 and 10. That way they know, that way they're not like, I give it a thumbs up or I give it a rating of 49. We just want to keep it within 1 and 10. So books title.toSymbol, and we will set that equal to rating.to_I. Changes it to an integer. Let's tell the user that we've added it. That the program has added it. So we're going to write puts, and we're going to create a string. Get out of here, code. Be gone with you. There you go. And we'll do curly braces. That's how we call. And we will do title. Come outside of those. Has been added to your hash with a rating of, remember to call this out with hash curly brace with a rating of rating. And puts, what rating do you give this book between, we forgot to gets.chomp right here. What are we doing? Rating, forgot to grab it from the user. Rating equals gets.chomp. There we go. That's better. Now let's go below that, and we can actually end this now. End this when statement. And then we want to print out puts out our hash. Puts books. That just went off screen there. Okay. Puts books. Okay, let's go ahead and save this as CRUD. CRUD.RB, and then let's open our command prompt with Ruby and pull that in. There it is. Okay. It says, what would you like to do? Options, add, update, delete, or list. Now, we've only done add so far, so we're just going to type ADD. What book would you like to add to your hash? Make sure when you type this in that you do your underscores. We can transform it back to a symbol differently, but for the case of this tutorial, we're just going to write it the proper way. So for books, let's pick a book that I don't want to do like the common ones like Walden or any of those. I just want to pick a random one. I'm just going to make one up. Actually, I wrote a short story, so I will just do soil. How about that? That's the name of a short story I wrote. And it's on my site, and I also did it as an audio podcast video on YouTube, and I uploaded that. So I'll just do soil. And that way I don't even need to do sol. That way I don't even need to do any underscores. What rating do you give this book? Between 1 and 10? Oh, I don't know, 7. Let's just say we're lucky. Okay, and now it has output our hash. Wheel of Time 6, Mistborn 5, Alchemist 7, and Soil 7. Okay, so everything worked. Now let's exit out of that. Of course, you don't need to. You can just minimize it. And let's come back in. Well, now let's go ahead and suppose that we wanted to add a book to the hash, but we had not looked at the hash prior, and the book was already in our hash. We would need to tell the user that that book already exists, right? The book is already in that hash. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a if statement within our when statement. So after title, what we will do is we'll put a space here, and we're going to write if, and we're going to do books, our square bracket, title dot to symbol, because it will already exist as a symbol within our hash, equals rating, or equals rating, equals dot nil, question mark. Then we will do, we'll continue with our puts. Puts, what rating do you give this book? If it returns nil, it means that the book title.sim is not in there currently. It'll return nil if it isn't. Otherwise, if it doesn't return nil, then we know that that book is already in there. That's why we've created the if statement. So we come down here to below that, because if it is in our hash already, we want to write else puts that book is already in your hash. Now we're going to test this. And so what we're going to do is we're going to type in Mistborn, and we're going to have it return that is already in our hash. So let's go ahead and open start command prompt with Ruby and pull that in. What would you like to do? Options, add, update, delete, list. So we're going to do list, not list, what am I doing? Add. What book would you like to add to your hash? I'm going to do Mistborn. What rating do you give it? Now, let's look at what we've done and why it is not returned. Oh, I didn't save it. Okay, that's why. All right. Let's, okay. Mistborn, okay. Mistborn has been added. Okay. Press up to go ahead and add that back there. And error unexpected if book title to sim equals dot nil. Title dot to sim if books unexpected if books s right there. Sorry, if books, that's the name of our hash. So okay, I saved that. Let's pull it back in. Everything's gone. Press up to bring that back in. If books unexpected syntax error unexpected if books title dot to sim. Title.toSim. Oh, I don't need the equals. There we go. Hit save. We're going to get it right. Okay. Unexpected keyword n puts books. Else puts that book is already in your hash, and oh, that shouldn't matter. Let's see here. Okay. What would you like to do? Options, add. What book would you like to add to your hash? We're going to do Mistborn. That book is already in your hash. Wheel of Time, Mistborn, Alchemist. It displays it because in our program we asked it to right here. Okay, so that everything is working fine now. Now let's go back into our editor. And the next thing that we're going to cover is our update. So if we have a book that is in our hash and we want to update its rating because we read the book again, or we talked with our friends or our wife and found out, you know what, that book actually does suck, so let's go in there and change that rating. And again, these rating systems would exist on a website where if you're rating like your customer experience, like you're giving something 5-star and you decide to go back in and give it 4-star, or if you have something that is 3-star and then for a product, and then you realize that, or let's say that the manufacturer of that product sends you a new one, says, hey, sorry about that or whatever, then you want to go back in and update your rating. So that is an instance where you would use that. Okay, so let's go down and add our next option right below this, and we will do another when. And then our when will be update. So when the user types update, this is what we will do. Okay. So we're going to ask them what book they would like to update. So we will do what book would you like to update? What book would you like to update? What book? Let's see. What book's rating would you like to change? I think that's a better way of asking. Sure, it puts that there. What books? I think that should be there. What book's rating would you like to change? And again, we can do title here. We can use the same one. Title equals gets.chomp as well. And then what we will do is we will first check to make sure that that book is in there. If the book's not in there, then we're going to get an error. So we'll just say error, this book is not found. So what we will do is if books, and we'll do title dot to symbol again, and then we will do equals here. If books title dot to symbol, I don't know why I keep wanting to do equals there, but it should be dot nil with a question mark. Dot nil puts error. Puts error, book not found. Forgot our quotations. Error. Error. Mayday, mayday, book's not found. I think I'm a little tired today. Book's not found. There we go. And the reason we're putting books not found here is because we're checking. If this returns nil, then we know that that book was not in there. Just as before, if we went up here and we checked if book is not in there, then we're going to ask what the rating of this book is. Otherwise, if the book is there, that book is already in your hash. So we're doing it kind of backwards this time. And so if the book is in there, this is the else if statement that we're creating. We're going to do else puts, and then we will do we'll insert our title into, or we won't insert our title, but we will change the rating of our title. Does that make sense? Okay. Else we're gonna change it first. What rating? What new rating would you give it? What new rating would you give it? The question mark. And that will be a gets.chomp as well. Gets.chomp, and we're going to set that equal to rating again. I don't know why I'm doing everything backwards here. Rating is equal to gets.chomp. Have I been watching too much Jeopardy? Let's see here. Okay. Rating equals gets.chomp. Then we're going to add that back in. And the beauty of this is that we're almost putting it in there. We're renewing it, and we don't. It's like we're actually kind of re-putting everything back in. And if it's not in there, then I'll just say no, that's not in there, because you'll see here that we've snatched a new title here, right? And so we're going to be taking that new title and putting it in over the existing title, even though those titles are the exact same. If they're not the exact same, then it won't return anything. Then it'll say error, book not found. And so after the rating, we need to add in our books, just like we did up above right here. Books title dot to symbol equals rating dot to integer. So it's almost the exact same process. Books title dot to symbol is equal to our new rating that we've given it. Dot to symbol. Dot to integer. To integer. Okay. And then we're going to come down here and do puts, and we need to tell them that we've updated. So your rating for our book, so our title, has been updated. Your rating for title has been updated to, we're going to call out our new rating, whichever they do, exclamation point on the outside. You don't need it, but I just put it there. Okay, now let's go ahead and save this. You're reading for, okay, save that. Do I still have my, yes I do. Go ahead and push up. What would you like to do? So we have two options now. We can either add or update. So we're going to type in update. What book's rating would you like to change? So let's check for Mistborn. And it says main undefined method sys for Mistborn string non. What book's rating would you like to change? Let's come back in and see what we've done wrong here. Undefined method system for Mistborn string. When update puts, what book's rating would you like to change? Title equals gets dot chomp. If books title dot to symbol, title dot to symbol here. There we go. Forgot the two. Hit save. Hopefully you remembered it on your end. Try that again. What would you like to do? Update. What book's rating would you like to change? Mistborn. What new rating would you give it? Let's do 9. And now it has returned everything. Your rating for Mistborn has been updated to 9. And this is returned our hash. Wheel of Time is 6, Mistborn 9, and Alchemist 7. Great. This is awesome. Okay, so we're going to stop right here. But I am going to finish up this lesson right now, and I'm going to upload the next day at the exact same time. So there'll be a link right here that you can click to finish this lesson. I'm just breaking this up into 2 because most of my lessons are about 10 to 15 minutes long, and we're coming up on 20 minutes here. And so we're going to break this into 2 halves. So we will see you tomorrow. We won't see you tomorrow, actually. We'll see you in a few seconds, but day 24. Okay. And this will be finishing up the CRUD part. So see you soon. Also, if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And thumbs up the video if you like it. And if you have any questions, make sure to comment in the comment section, and I will try and get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks.